The story behind Purple Hearts Reunited is an interesting story. My family had a Purple Heart, and I remember as a kid, we had this Purple Heart. Mom had it stored away safely, and we looked at it. My brother and I looked at it as young people, and we asked, well, where did it came from? And it was her brother who died in World War II. We moved away, and then she moved away from where she lived, and somehow the Purple Heart turned up in an antique store in Chaumont, New York. The Purple Heart was purchased by a woman as a Christmas gift for her son, Zachary Fike. And when Zachary Fike got the Purple Heart from his mother for Christmas, he felt that it was important that the Purple Heart get reunited with the family of the recipient, Corrado Piccoli. He went to the local high school to figure out who the Piccoli family was and who the contacts were. And so Zachary called up Aunt Adeline, and at that point, Aunt Adeline gave him the third degree. Now, who are you? How did you get the Purple Heart? I'm very upset that you're doing this. I want to meet with you. So Zach was put back, because he thought it would be, well, I got this Purple Heart, it should be exciting. But he was put back, and Aunt Adeline goes, I'm going to come up there and meet you and find out the story of the Purple Heart, how he got it. And after they met, they became fast friends. As a result of that meeting, we set up a family reunion around this Purple Heart. And we met in Watertown, New York, all the cousins and second cousins, and we had a ceremony at the gravesite where he's buried and at the Italian American Club in Watertown, New York, where the Purple Heart and all my uncle's medals were presented to the family, and now they're properly displayed. So that's the story of the Purple Heart. And we are the first Purple Heart that was ever reunited for the Purple Hearts Reunited. Are there many lost and misplaced Purple Hearts? Yes. They have been found under trees. They have been found in antique stores. They have been found in old desks or in a house, forgotten or left behind. People will often get these Purple Hearts and not know what to do with them. They'll try to give them to the American Legion and try to find a home for them. But often they're redirected to Purple Hearts Reunited, and they do a very nice and touching job about that. It indicates they have been wounded in battle or they have died. It's a patriotic and loving thing that a person has given the ultimate sacrifice for their country to be recognized by the family. So it's a big deal. It will be one of the memorable things that I did in my lifetime, to be a part of that reunited program for my family. I have been involved with other family reuniting of Purple Hearts. A few years ago during Veterans Day, I had the opportunity to reunite two families with their Purple Hearts at the Minnesota Vikings football game. People stopped and paid attention because it was that important. It was just awesome the way the Minnesota Vikings paid tribute to these families and respected them, and very touching. I don't think I'll ever forget it because it was such a thoughtful reuniting of two Purple Hearts for the families, Minnesota families, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It's a great organization, a nonprofit, and if you get the opportunity to interact with the organization or donate to the organization, I would encourage you to do that. We can never, ever forget those veterans that gave the ultimate sacrifice